What's going on, fellas, ladies, gentlemen? It's Square Game coming at you with some heat. Today, we are going to discuss how to never run out of things to say when you're conversating with a lady you may like. This is for the fellas. You know, Square Game, Square Game. For all my squares out there just trying to, you know, date chicks regularly, you know, take a chick out on a date, a lady, a woman, take her out on a date, uh, you know, at the restaurant, at the movies, at the park. You might meet her at the mall. I'm gonna give you some tips on how to not run out of things to say when you're conversating with her. So my first keynote point is, see, a lot of guys focus on what they're going to say, but they don't realize the key to a good conversation really with anybody. This ain't even game with for fellas just trying to talk to ladies. Uh the key of having a good conversation with anybody is to be a good listener. Be a good listener. Because if you're a good listener, when they are talking and you're hearing what they're saying, you can respond back very quick, very fast. You seem quick witted and you're engaged in the conversation. There's nothing worse than talking to somebody and they are not engaged in the conversation that y'all are having. Nobody likes to be talking to somebody that seems uninterested in what they are talking about. So that's one of the big keynotes that I'm gonna start off with. You want to be a good listener. Fellas, listen to what she's saying. Don't go off in your head thinking you at the damn Buffalo Wild Wings up the street with your boys drinking tall cans or drinking draft lagers or something. You know, listen to what the lady is actually saying in front of you. That's the key. That is probably one of the most important things because if you're not properly listening, how are you going to respond back? You see what I'm saying? That's why I am a good conversationalist. I pretty much can talk to anybody in the world as long as they speak my language and have a good conversation with them because I'm listening to what they're saying, you know. Um but yeah, that's the first keynote, man. Listen to what they are actually saying, be interested so you can shoot back with something, You can talk back with something, I should say. I don't want YouTube to, cancel my channel. I just started it. I don't want them to cancel me already, but yeah. So you could talk back, you could come back very witty. You want to listen, fellas. Just listen to what she's saying. And just come off the cuff, come off the fly with a response and she'll appreciate that you was actually listening and that you have some feedback. That's why a lot of y'all are boring, man. Y'all not listening to what the lady's saying and don't have nothing to say. You just gotcha, gotcha. Who the hell want to talk to somebody that keeps saying gotcha, gotcha every other sentence? Like, man, bro, have something to say. Have something to say, and that brings me to my next point. Have something to say. You know, a lot of y'all guys, man, uh, a lot of y'all guys, man, I'm gonna just be honest, man. A lot of y'all guys are boring, man. You gotta have something to say to these women, man. Have a life, that you the best way to have something to talk about, man, is you have to do things in your life, meaning have experiences. Like I've traveled around the world. I've been out of the country multiple times. You might play a sport. You know, you might have military service, you might, enjoy certain hobbies that maybe a lot of people might not be into. It might be some crazy. You might be into skydiving or something. Talk about that. You know, be be in the know of trending topics. That's another thing. Be in the know of trending topics. What's going on now? Like you don't want to be understand it's a thing to be on your purpose, be on your purpose, be on your purpose, but you don't want to be so in your purpose that you don't know what's going on in the world. Not to say you should be deep down in a rabbit hole on Instagram, knowing every little gossip filled thing that's going on in the world, but I'm saying, man, you got to know kind of a little bit what's going on, just a little bit, man, so you can, or you're gonna be just dull, boring. I don't even like uh holding conversation with people like that, to be honest with you. Like if you just don't know what's going like, dude, the world is bigger than your life, man. We all are one speck of dust on this great big rock that we call Earth, Like, bro, connect with people, Um, no man is an island, So yeah, man, just don't be boring as hell, man. Yeah, some of y'all dudes boring as hell, man. Some of y'all is like having a conversation with some of y'all is like watching paint dry, you know watching paint dry, watching a snail cross a road or something, man. Some of y'all guys, man, we got to do better, fellas. We got to do better, man. Um, Another point I got is you have to ask interesting questions. Keep her talking. That's another keynote. Keep her talking. Ask interesting questions. When I talk to a woman, or if I talk to anybody, that asking interesting questions is a follow up from my first point. Be a good listener, because I'm being a good listener. I can make a statement. I'll make a statement right after I listen to her point. I'll make a statement, and then I'll hit her with a follow up question to keep the conversation moving. You dig what I'm saying? I hit her up with a follow up question. Now we keeping the conversation flowing, man. So, yeah, that's a big part of never running out of things to say when you're speaking with a woman or just speaking with anybody. As I said earlier, like you gotta ask interesting questions, man. So being a good listener, boom, having something to say. Second point. Third point, having interesting questions to ask her, follow up. So boom, she hit you with that statement. You hit her with a statement, then a follow up question, maybe related to that, maybe change the subject. You gotta flow with these things. You gotta flow. Conversation is a flow, back and forth, back and forth. It's not one way. That's not a conversation. I forgot the word for it, but that's not a conversation. A conversation is literally the root word of it is converse. So converse meaning back and forth, around and around, converse, traveling energy, flow, back and forth. So it's not one way, fellas. Conversation is not one way. It's a two-way street with two people trying to find some commonalities. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna be hitting y'all with consistent content every week. Mess with your boy. Square Game out.